So that day has come, and for anyone who knows me, the day of Franklin's graduation, and he's 18, means freedom. I am now free to leave Spokane, Washington. This is Franklin and I, all those memories of him growing up in Coeur d'Alene and Spokane. And now I am ready to start my new chapter with Langston as Franklin goes to college. So Langston is going to be my road trip companion on our drive to Tucson, Arizona. So we are moving to Tucson, and my entire life is going to fit in this 4x4 by 8 foot trailer, this U-Haul trailer, which Langston has made himself at home in the hair chair as I pack the trailer. And little known fact, I used to work for UPS back in college, and so I actually packed semi-trucks back then with boxes. And so building those box walls, anybody that works for UPS knows about that. Build a strong wall and then put any other packages or odd shaped things in between those box walls, and that helps things travel a lot better, a lot safer. So joining us will be Franklin's cat Nala. Although she's not going to get packed in a box, obviously, she's going to be in her kennel all the way to Tucson. So here we go. We're also taking a little mascot with us, a little scorpion. I am a scorpion, that's my sign. And we are getting on the road. Scorpions, they say, do better in the desert. So we will see. So we just left Washington State, crossing into Idaho. And I apologize as we entered into Montana right there. This is sideways. I don't know how that happened, but I still did want you to see the mountains and the trees and kind of the overall look of Montana, because I remember Montana all too well growing up there for 18 years. So this is our route. We have crossed into Idaho, then into Montana, and we're going to drop down in Montana and head towards Utah now. Langston is passed out in the back seat. Nala is going crazy. She is not liking her kennel. She's not liking the ride, and she would not take the sedative. She wouldn't eat her food that I mixed it in. So she is just beside herself, and I am having second thoughts about why I took Franklin's cat. I know why, because I love him, and Franklin loves his cat. So there we go. But here is Langston in the back seat once again. He's just doing so great. The boring part of Montana, as you can see. It's all sky and hardly any
hazard ahead in 2 miles. You're still on the fastest route.
Yeah, basically. This is, boring, flat land for miles and miles. You can drive through Montana for like 10 hours and see nothing but this. But thankfully, we're not going all the way through Montana. So anyway. So yeah, driving east to west across Montana sucks, but we're just cutting around this little corner and heading into Utah soon. So actually, we just crossed into Utah. I missed the sign. Sorry, guys. I missed an important state sign, but this is the entrance into Utah. So we're going to grab a hotel quickly here in Salt Lake City and then head out in the morning for day 2 of our trip.
Day 2, Langston.
Aww. Day 2 on our trip. Here we go. So day 2, he once again is amazing and just was really good in the back seat the whole time. He loves his little tablet, so he gets to play his Netflix downloaded movies over and over. And we are just trekking through from Utah to headed towards Arizona. So just to remind anyone who doesn't know me well or doesn't know the story of why I had to stay in Spokane, Washington until Franklin turned 18. So I got divorced from Franklin's dad 15 years ago, and Franklin was 3 at the time, and his dad still lives in North Idaho, and children are still considered property in Idaho State. So when you get divorced, they're considered joint property, and so the custodial parent cannot leave the state with the child more than 30 miles from the courthouse where the divorce decree was issued, which was Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So Spokane was 30 miles from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So I was at the end of my leash there, and we made it through 15 years, you know, since Franklin was 3, now Langston's 4, and I'm starting over a new chapter. And so it's almost a little bit like deja vu in a sense, because I left my marriage when Franklin was 3, and now we're kind of, you know, we kind of headed out as a twosome, and then later Isaiah joined us as our, you know, our family. And then now, of course, Langston's 4, and I am starting over again. And, you know, so I'm just having a lot of thoughts about the past, about the present, about the future, and I'm excited for this journey. So although I'm excited internally, I do have a condition where I have chronic neck pain because I broke my neck when I was 18 months old, being left unsupervised and falling down a staircase. And it's a long story, but anyways, I have chronic neck pain and bone spurs. So any day 2 of a road trip is ouch, painful. So I've got my neck brace on and we're powering through it. So as you can see, Langston is once again being an amazing traveler in the back seat. And no, I didn't give him any Benadryl because he won't eat Benadryl. He won't take liquid. He won't chew the tablets. He just does not take medicine very easily. So I didn't give him anything to help him sleep. He's just napping a lot and then being on his tablet. We are actually stopped right now for road construction here. So that kind of sucks. Slowing down the trip a little bit. Get to watch some boring RVs and some cows, you know, out in the field doing their thing. Langston is just passed out in the back seat. He is posted. So yeah, the neck brace is not like an accessory that I typically like to wear in public. But anyways, it is functional. And now we're moving again. So we are making progress through Utah. Utah actually took longer to get through than I initially expected, because usually it's like Montana that I dread driving through. But Utah, we're going north to south, so it took us a little bit to get through the state of Utah. We're making progress toward Arizona, and of course we're going to be going through most of Arizona because Tucson is towards the southern part of the state. So there's lots of flat land out here, some kind of peaceful scenery. I really like the horizon line, just sky and fields. You know, if you're thinking about things in life, sometimes I feel like that's very calming to have that like light green or yellowish field and then the blue sky above, and just, you know, not a lot going on out here. It seems pretty quiet. Makes me wonder if coronavirus has made its way out to these parts or not. And yeah, I noticed that there were a lot of people not wearing masks in, of course, Idaho and Montana, but also in Utah, there weren't as many people wearing masks as I actually would have expected. But I haven't really heard anything about Utah in the news, but it just seemed like nobody was really trying to mask up there. So just kind of making that observation. Of course, in Washington State, we've been wearing masks for a while, so I'm kind of used to it. And going into hotels or places with a mask on, sometimes people, you know, in areas that are not wearing masks a lot, kind of look at you crazy, but got to carry on and do the right thing. And we're trying to be safe on this trip. So, yeah, trying to carry on, get ourselves all the way to Arizona. So while I'm driving, of course, I like to either listen to music, or sometimes I'll even watch a show, like mostly just listening to a show on Netflix. Hey, check this out. There's a giraffe just in the middle of nowhere in Utah. It's a giraffe statue. Somebody wants to build a safari in Utah, apparently, with metal statues. Anyway, that was random and weird, but yeah, it's interesting what you find along your journey. That would be a very hard thing to pack with you and move anywhere. Speaking of which, I've kind of gotten rid of a lot of the stuff that I had that was pretty much just crap anyway, as far as furniture and whatever, and just starting over, starting fresh. Definitely packed Langston's trampoline, definitely packed the TV for his little cartoons and movies, and some basic clothes and basic stuff. And most importantly, packed all of my art, of course. So we're just driving through another little town here in Utah, and I've noticed that not a lot of people are wearing their masks on the street or social distancing, which is interesting. The dirt and the rocks are so pretty out here. Like, it's just very red. There's a lot of that kind of complementary color contrast between the red soil and rocks with the green foliage and trees and plants and so forth. So I think it's really a beautiful drive for sure, heading from, especially when you get toward the south part of Utah and getting close to Arizona, it seems to get really pretty through this area. So there's just, blue sky all the way. We haven't really run into any crazy weather so far as rain or winds or whatever. So that's cool. I actually should note that there are bugs on my windshield because I have a hole in my windshield wiper fluid container thing. So if I put wiper fluid in there, it just like dumps straight out onto the ground. So yep, there are bugs on the windshield. Langston's being an angel, which is amazing. And we are continuing to make our way. It's beautiful kind of canyons here, more blue sky. So again, I'm just enjoying these colors and enjoying our exodus, our journey out of Washington State towards warmer weather. Arizona is, of course, known for its warm or mild winters, and I am not going to miss snow shoveling, I can tell you that much. A lot of people are like, oh, you're going to miss the mild climate of Washington State. Well, in Spokane, it's not really like Seattle. It doesn't rain a lot. It is either hot in the summer, or it's super cold in the winter. And those icy roads and the snow are not my thing. I don't love it. Even though I was born in Montana, I just never have loved the cold for some reason. The moment is here. We are about to cross into Arizona. Langston. Look at Arizona. Welcome to Arizona, the Grand Canyon State. So yeah, I got a little overexcited there and drove onto the rumble strips a couple inches. But anyways, we're still safe. Everything is fine. We're staying on the road. I love this kind of V-shaped little canyon thing that the road cuts through here. I think it's so cool. I've got to save some of these videos for potential art references in the future for painting, because I really like just the colors, and I've got to do some work to kind of commemorate our journey. So I'm loving the terrain of Arizona. I could really sense like the change and see the change. Like, you can just like literally watch the climate go from mountains and everything in Washington and Idaho, Montana area to canyons and some kind of more greenery into, once you get into Arizona, it's much more desert. But there are little pockets like Flagstaff and little pockets that kind of have more foliage than other places. So just really enjoying the trip. So thanks for traveling with me down through this canyon. It's kind of a cool little descent down the road here that just kind of winds down through the canyon. So far I haven't had any equipment problems as far as the trailer, the hitch, or lights, or the car. Everything's been operating well, so I'm really grateful for that. And of course grateful for Franklin's graduated, for Langston's ongoing cooperation and overall just cheerfulness. And he loves routine, and we've made kind of a little routine out of this drive. Tried to have some stuff that's kind of like on repeat for him, so that really helps him sort of set a little ritual around like having his tablet, and then getting a cup of ice. He loves to chew ice. So that's kind of convenient because it also helps him stay hydrated without me having to worry about drinks spilling in the back seat all the time. So I put my first dollars in Arizona into native hands. Bought some jewelry at a roadside stop. Langston is still in the back seat having a great time, seems to be happy, and I really just love how he's doing on this trip. So much easier than what I was actually expecting. So that's good news. We made it to our second hotel. So we stopped in Flagstaff, and Nala is completely freaked out. But she's going to be fine. Langston's just chilled. Still with his tablet, going strong with his tablet on the bed. Nala finally used the litter box for the first time the whole trip. She finally ate something and used her litter box. And we are back on the road the next day, and this is our third day. So just going from Flagstaff to Tucson, it's about 4 hours or so. And this is day 3 of our trip, driving from Spokane, Washington, into Idaho, into Montana, down all the way through Utah, and down through Arizona, headed to Tucson. So as we get closer to the southern part of Arizona, we start to see more cacti along the side of the road, and I love the kind of anatomy of those tall cacti plants. Also starting to see some palm trees. So outside of Phoenix, that's Langston's excited voice. We are here, and we get to hike up the stairs. So the second floor apartment that I booked online turned into a 3rd floor apartment. So we have more stairs than anticipated, but that will just mean that I get more of a workout. And Langston is going to have to get used to that too. So this is inside of our new little apartment. So instead of the 2nd floor is the 3rd floor. Instead of hardwood floors, it's wall-to-wall carpet. So Langston is clearly thrilled to be able to run around. Nala is posted. I think both Langston and Nala love the wall-to-wall carpet, although I'm a little freaked out because of, doing hair and painting. It's going to be really hard in here with this carpet. So I'm going to have to find a mat or some way to do my art in this space. But I love the view from the bedroom window is awesome. And it is new carpet, so that's plus, details. So, of course, item number 1 on the list these days is just being clean. So it does look clean, and I feel privileged to have 3 rolls of toilet paper. I did pack my own toilet paper because I was like, all right, I've got to start off with some rolls of toilet paper. That's what everyone needs these days. So this is the little place. It's our new spot. And once again, got to go back down these stairs and those stairs and some more stairs to bring up boxes and stuff from the car. And it is 107 degrees. So it's very hot, but we're going to do this, and it's going to work. It's going to be okay. And we're going to be able to haul this stuff back up the stairs. I actually ended up having to hire some helpers for a couple hours to just get some of the artwork and stuff inside because it was so hot outside, and also I didn't want to leave Langston in the new apartment, and I didn't want him to have to walk with me the whole way either. He wants me to be on the floor with him instead of moving stuff in. Every time I get up, he comes in and tries to get me to come back and lay down. So I guess I gotta take a rest for now. So Langston is my little trooper, my little travel companion, and we're about to make our new home here. So our little scorpion mascot made it safely as well. And of course, Langston settled into the hair chair as soon as that got moved in. Nala insisted on being fed immediately. And Langston's going crazy on the trampoline. Nala's chilled out. Now she's on the hair chair. and we are about to take our little walk. We have to walk to the laundry facility, and it's you know, a little ways away from our apartment, which is going to be a new experience as opposed to having washer and dryer in our home, but we're going to get used to it as with everything else. And yeah, so it's a beautiful little walk. This is our first sunset in Tucson, and you can really see, you know, how beautiful the colors are, and there's some really pretty trees and some flowers, and yeah, it's just like a very beautiful kind of quiet, private little space. There are a lot of apartment units here, but everyone seems to be pretty quiet. A lot of younger people and a lot of people walking dogs actually as well. But yeah, we'll get our exercise in with our little walks and enjoy some fresh air and some warm weather. We're gonna have a nice summer here, so just really loving the sunsets, loving the view, and loving just kind of a change of scenery, change of people, new environment, new energy, good vibes, beautiful flowers, beautiful sunset. Nala is supervising me putting together the bookshelf, which, as you can see, I managed to do. And Langston's eating his little Hot Pockets, got his table moved in, and got the internet working after over 3 hours on the phone trying to figure that out. And this is the sunset from the bedroom window. So once again, these colors are definitely going to be inspiration for some artwork coming up, and the palm trees, and just, you know, loving this new energy, new vibes, good vibes, fresh space, clean space. There are, contrary to what you might hear on the news, there are a lot of people wearing masks in Arizona. Everywhere I've been, everybody's wearing masks. I did get, on day 2, I did get some of the artwork hung up, got a couple plants because I had to create some sort of a balcony green space out there. And yeah, those are 2 of my cut paper pieces, the portrait of Isaiah. I think anytime you move in, there's a Nala sleeping. Setting the tone with just hanging some good artwork is definitely a way to make a space feel like home. So thanks for taking the journey with us, and I just wanted to share a little bit about our trip, our big move, our change of life, kind of our new space in Tucson, Arizona.